Yo, Ron, you can hear me, bro? Hey, can the chat hear me? All right, cool. I'm gonna wait for a few more people come in. We're gonna pop it up. Let's chop it up. What's good, Chappelle? Salute. Salute, my boy. Still TMZ, man. Just letting a few people come in. Wide up. Jersey still here. Salute, my brother. I'm gonna see you around December for them 11. I got you. What up, Donna? Let a few more people get in the chat. Chop it up. Gotta turn Ron off the eater to a mediator. All right, enough of that. Let everybody else catch the replay, man. I want to show y'all some shoes, man, and talk about some stuff, bro. This ain't nothing I ever dealt with. I'm not gonna even play it like I ever dealt with this. We get on YouTube all the time, and a lot of people we don't know each other lives, man. We play around, we troll, we do everything fun. I do it too. But we don't technically know, people lives on YouTube, bro. And the funny thing about it is we see all these, especially in the shoe world, we see all this stuff. We see Ron going out buying $10,000 shoes, $20,000 shoes, and all this stuff. But you don't ever hear me talk about my past, bro. And a lot of times I won't talk about my past. I'm gonna tell you, I titled this "Suicide is Not the Answer." I have never dealt with suicide thoughts like that. I'm not gonna pretend I have. I've had some real tough times in my life, man. Super bad, terrible times. And and it's so crazy in all of our lives, not just me, but everybody's lives in the chat. We could actually think of 5 different events, definitely in our head, where we thought it was the end of the road. Um, and this is just not stuff we talk about in the sneaker world. We act like we got it all made. We got the next release out. We got the nice cars, a nice house, all this stuff, all this materialistic stuff. And a lot of times, from what I see in the sneaker world, especially a lot of times in these sneaker battles, is we cover up some of our insecurities with these type of things. We feel good about ourselves when we actually achieve something over somebody in life, whether it be off YouTube or whether it be on YouTube. And to me, that's how social media plays out, right? If you could get on social media and show you've got this shoe before somebody else, if you've got this nice home or this nice car, it fills a void of insecurity in your life to show people, look what I did. And that's not all the time bad to me, because sometimes people really, do something for themselves when they show other people about what did I do. And a lot of times we could count that as bragging. A lot of times we could count that as being happy for somebody. I don't typically do the bragging thing. I don't typically think people are bragging whenever they show something off. I typically just think somebody's extremely happy to have something and they want to show people what they had. Now, like I said, if you were to go see me now and didn't know me before I was on YouTube, which I was on YouTube probably like 2004, 2006, you would just say I got it made. I got lots of nice shoes. I've got lots of nice stuff, nice vehicles, nice home. He's got it made. So if I was to consistently post stuff or show myself and use to go on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, you're only seeing the best of me. Because people on YouTube and people on Facebook and people on IG, they don't show the bad times. And just think about that. They only show the good times. So you literally think that people have it made. You think people like me have it made. You think people like let's just say Polar Bear with the Mags. You think Polar Bear life is perfect. He's got it made. You think all these other people with all these samples and all this great stuff, they just got it made. They just one day they just hit this point. But I guaranteed you, all these people had to start from somewhere. Now, the word mental issues, and we're going to show some shoes, is a subject why I want to talk about this right now, because it's been climbing up so much in today's society. It's hard for me to ignore. Back in their time, we called it struggles. Especially amongst the Black community and probably the Latino community and Mexican community, things like that. Minority communities, a lot of times we dealt with early struggles. Uh, we knew what it was like to be poor. We knew what it was like to not have shoes. We knew what it was like to see those on people's feet and not on our feet. We know what it was like for people to have nice homes, nice cars, people's parents to pull up with all this stuff, and we didn't have it. So it began. I began to see past materialistic things and see where this word mental health came from. There's something that we did not have back in the days that you guys have now, and that's called social media. Back then, and a lot of older people in the chat tell you, we could get in a fight, we could say we won and didn't win the fight, and you didn't have video evidence to prove it. It was just a thought in your head of what I saw. Okay, I saw Ron on the ground, or I saw I saw Ron was on top of the guy when I came out the classroom, so he must have won the fight. Okay, but you maybe didn't see when I got punched in the face 10 times before you walked out that door. Social media changed all of that stuff. Social media changed everything. Okay, now when a child has a fight, when a child's teased, it's on social media. When something happens in the school, something steals, somebody do some stuff, it's on social media. They commit a crime, they're telling themselves on social media. The thing is, there's lots of social media outlets I got off of particularly one being Facebook. Because on Facebook, all I saw was people acting like they just had it made. Everything was just wonderful. Okay. Especially the people that post they spouses up all day, bro. Oh my God, bro. People that continually post their spouse up all day. I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with you guys. But not always the case. Okay. So we're gonna show some shoes today because I don't understand one thing, and this is something we need to talk about. Why is it that we're getting more suicide release shoes? We're getting the mental health and the suicide has even dumped over into the shoe world. Why is that? Well, I began to buy the shoes, and not for that reason of mental health. One particular shoe I had bought was these. This was one of the first that I know suicide mental health shoes that came out. Now, a little research on this shoe, and we're gonna stay up in this subject. A little research on this shoe. These were called the Why So Sads, and basically that's a nonprofit organization for people to talk about mental health and all those things. And it's they did I think a collaboration with the skateboarder John Rattery, and it was just created to wear to make awareness. Now, when people look at this shoe, I don't think they even care about suicide. I'm being honest with you. I know the message behind it, but the message to me is very simple. The message is, why so sad? Why so sad? That's very interesting. It's not the only shoe we're going to show, but that is very, very interesting. There's a subject before I show the other shoes that is one that's weird. It even shows you how the human is. How many times that you could not wait for a shoe to drop, and a shoe drop, and I guarantee you right now, the shoe is just sitting in your closet because you've waited for the next shoe to come out. You've waited for the next big thing to come out, and that which was drawing you a lot of happiness, it came out, you wore it, and then now it's in a box. Why so sad? One of the first suicidal shoes that came out. Now this one really put a toll on me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Out of all the shoes I've ever had in my life, and I've been doing this since the 80s, I have never had a shoe like this that actually it touched me in a way, right? It wasn't, there's shoes with messages, and we'll talk about that right there, which that is the unicorn of all unicorns that I have, but has nothing to do with this subject. But this particular shoe right here really inspired me to talk about it, because it's about shoes, but it's really not about shoes. People like to say the word shoe community. To me, there is no shoe community. I don't understand the logic behind it, but you could believe what you want to believe. But the fact is, there's just a whole bunch of misfits like us who love materialistic shoes, who get together and talk about shoes, but mainly we become friends off talking about shoes. And we could have built this off talking about cars. We could have built this off laughing and joking in a grocery store. We could have built this off all sitting by a barbecue and begin to be friends. So to me, these are outlets to build friendship. We see that by so many different lives that go live on YouTube now. Zaya's channel, he built that platform basically off shoes, but it's not the shoes that hold the people in the chat. It's the experience he creates. It's more than just shoes, right? So it can't really be the materialistic shoes that creates this so-called community. It's just people enjoying people. The problem is with these shoes is it touched me because of what came with the shoe, and I wasn't really thinking about it. I knew this shoe was a suicidal shoe off the owner of unheardof.com. I'll tell you a little bit about the shoe before we talk about it. Basically, there's 500. You can still get pairs online. I don't know why they didn't sell out. There's 500 pairs of the orange box. There's 500 pairs of the blue box. This is made out of thick acrylic. Okay, I have the blue box, but I gave it to my boy, and I have another blue box coming. There's a story behind that too we're going to talk about. But basically, this box is a cassette player. I mean, not a cassette player, cassette. Remember how you used to open up the cassettes back in the days and you take out the cassette? There it is right there. It's a whole cassette case. I wish I could have showed it to you before I opened it up, but it comes like with this, which is pretty crazy. Parental advisory, explicit sneakers. The whole thing of this was, I love this shoe, but the story was absolutely sad. This inspiration for this shoe came across the owner, whose sister, we're gonna take the shoes out, committed suicide. They're called Erica Poyne. Erica's Poyne. And it just really draws me to the things that people are going through. And we really make mockeries of people on the internet. We make mockeries of people on social media, especially celebrities. We laugh at these people all day. And if they were in front of our face right now, we'd probably be treating them a lot better. But basically, this inspiration comes from Erica and a poem. I'm gonna read y'all the poem real quick. It says, I close my eyes to let myself into my own sweet sympathy. I die a little once again. The earth opens up beneath me, and the stars are clearly holes to heaven. I reach out and tear them apart, and my salvation pours down upon me. Now, this is the owner's sister, like I said. I don't know if I said daughter first, but it's a sister. And she wrote poems. She committed suicide. And some things about this story, I'm about to show y'all a picture of her. I'm breaking it up already. But basically, this is the shoe. It's 500 pairs of the blue box, 500 pairs of the yellow box. Her poem is written in blue on the side. It's thick suede on the shoe. It comes with, it says unheard of right here. It has a keychain, comes with a pin, and comes with another keychain. All this, and it comes with like multiple shoelaces. All of this came with the shoe. Now, we're just talking about the quality of the shoe, but we're still talking about suicide awareness. And my thing is, they have way too much suicide talk going on, especially amongst teenagers. And you're hearing about people in middle school killing themselves. Now, when I opened this box up, this right here really is what led me to talk about this. The owner signed autograph this poster. This is of his sister playing with a dog. Do you see how happy she is? This is what you would have saw on Instagram. This is the kind of pictures you would have saw on Facebook. Look at this. She looks pretty happy, right? She's got a koala in her hand. They're all got her friends around. She's with probably her mother right here, or her grandmother. More friends. She's writing poems around this time. This is what you guys see on Facebook and Instagram. Happy people, right? Happy people. Doesn't this look like a little community she has? Community of friends, cousins, lots of people around her, right? It's a whole bunch of people. When I saw this on the back, I've got two daughters, and it's insane, like the amount of mental health and all those things. And then as adults, we always say, well, suck it up, because that's what they told us back in the days. Keep in mind, we didn't have social media. We didn't have social media. Okay. We didn't have the stress of social media, which creates a huge like degree of stress to succeed. Okay. Because now you get to see me not succeeding or succeeding if I am on social media. Okay. You get to see it. When you go for a job interview, they check your social media accounts. Okay. And if you have one, they look through it. They want to see if you're happy. What kind of messages are you writing? What are you talking about? It seems to be all about social media. And even with that, YouTube is a part of it. Now, I could not tell you how many troubles I've had over the last 3 months. Lots of troubles, lots of troubles, lots of things materialistically with home issues and all kind of things like that. Your normal homeowner issues, or even things at work. We all have. But the thing about it is, I want to tell people, if you could, what if she would have killed herself when she was 4? Then she wouldn't have saw at the age of 9 and 10 this happiness of holding a koala bear. You know, it's you. What I used to be a youth pastor back in the days. A lot of stuff people don't know about YouTube, and actually that Jimmy Swaggart Ministry, something I don't talk about. I even went all over state and other states to preach. And one of the worst things I always had to talk about was when people was debating suicide. Because what do you tell them? You know, it's something I've never dealt with, right? So I'm always to kind of get past it. What do you tell them? What I used to always tell them is, go look back at some pictures when you were smiling and happy. Remember that time and understand you will get past this day. That's the only advice I could have for her. And it would have been good advice, because she would have been able to see her brother, who's the owner of Unheard Of, become very successful. She would have saw her poems posted all around, which if you go to the internet, her brother posted poems all around the city when these shoes came out. They're all on the internet. Her poem is on the shoe. People have no idea what's going to happen the next day, bro. You have no earthly idea what's going to happen the next month. If you could just make it to one more day, if you're watching this vid, I don't care if one person watched it. I don't care if this vid gets 25 views. If one person saw it and understood what I'm talking about, that's great. Because if you could just make it to one more day, 2 more days, 1 more month, life changes. It does change. And there's enough people in our sneaker community to where we get into it we tag with all this time, but they're important to us, if y'all call it a sneaker community. And if anybody out there having some trouble, just remember, there's always going to be the next day, bro. There's always going to be the next day if God is willing to let you live the next day. It's easy for me to say that, but I've lived through some real tough times where I was in the hospital for a whole month. They cut a foot of my intestines out. They thought it was going to be a 3-day surgery. It didn't work out like that. I was big, huge. If you look at my earlier videos, my earlier Instagram, I was huge, man. Bodybuilding and everything. I lost 56 pounds in 1 month in that hospital. You see bones through my hands, bro. And that's why I quit lifting weights for all those years. And I remember thinking I was going to die. I couldn't eat. They would not let me eat a piece of food in that hospital. And they wouldn't feed me through the straw. Nothing could go through my intestines. Nothing could go through my intestines while I was there. Imagine not eating for a whole month. Oh, yeah, you could do it. Yeah, you could do it. You drink water. That's what you drink when you're hungry. It's mentally messed up. But I knew that if I had enough faith, or I hoped that the next day would come to where things changed. Now, what if I would have committed suicide in that hospital or something? I wouldn't have made it to where I am right now. I wouldn't have made it here. I didn't have a lot of these shoes or all this nice stuff when I was in that hospital, man. I didn't have all that. I didn't have the friends I have right now before that time. But look where I'm at now, man. So I say all that to say that a lot of people, we talk about mental illness, especially amongst minorities, and minorities. Everybody's going through it. Everything's expensive now. I know you guys feel this. Y'all literally buying $200 shoes, like 3 and 4 of them a month, bro. Y'all spending like $1,000. I see a lot of people in the chat. Y'all spending $1,000 on shoes a month. I know you guys are feeling the pain of financial pains right now. Don't act like y'all ain't, because even I am starting to not want to buy these. I'm waking up thinking like, damn, do I really want to stop collecting now? This is ridiculous, bro. You go to the grocery store, it's like $500-$600 on groceries. Is ridiculous. Everything's expensive. Your car break down, you're paying double of what you paid. Vehicles are expensive now. Everything's expensive. So, but hey, there's gonna be another day, bro. Yeah. With that said, I'm transitioning off to talk about something real quick. I ain't gonna hold y'all for too much, but I'm gonna transition off to talk about a shoe, because I think this shoe is gonna put a lot of it's gonna put an image in your head you're never gonna be able to get out. Just getting off the suicide talk for a second, but this shoe right here. And a lot of people, they'll see my collection, they'll see different things, and they'll say, okay, he's got all this stuff, all this rare stuff. And I haven't showed all my samples, not even close to showing all my samples. But this one, I definitely want to show, because it's crazy. I paid more. I paid more for these shoes. Keep in mind, these two shoes are different that I'm about to show you. But I paid more for this shoe than I paid for this dead stock 1985 Chicago. And it's crazy. I posted it and I didn't get no clout hardly, man. I got like 75 likes, bro. Yo, bro, like I'm thinking like, man, like, that's a lot of money for the clout, bro. But it really wasn't for the clout. Before I show you the shoe real quick, I'm gonna tell you there's only two other human beings in the world that I knew owned a original prototype sample. I forgot the other guy, what his name was, but he owned the Air Jordan 2 or Air Jordan 6 prototype sample. And FTSS original samples are insane to come by. Usually it's Nike gifting them to people. So Nike actually gifted this shoe to 21st Mercer in New York. And it's this Jordan Geiger. See that 23 on the back? That's engraved. It's engraved. This is a 1993 sample of the olive. Nothing is different from this olive other than the engraved 23. This shoe was gifted to 21st Mercer in New York from Nike when they opened up that store. It's one of the most famous Foot Lockers in the world. They shut down, and I was able to get it. This shoe right here has nothing on this shoe. This shoe is like nothing on this shoe, and I want to show you why. You guys could Google later Tinker Hatfield's original drawings of the Air Jordan 9. We've got the 23 engraved on the back, but look at the lines. I want to show you guys. This was originally Tinker Hatfield. See the lines going down? This was supposed to demonstrate people internationally coming up to Jordan. All these little triangles were people coming up to Jordan internationally. This is a FTSS, which means first type sample, first prototype sample. You can see it on the back. First prototype sample of the olive. Now, a lot of people don't know Tinker Hatfield drew the olive. You can look it online, Jordan up the day he drew up the Air Jordan 9 Chicago. What's funny is this. Both of these dates on these shoes are exactly the same. 93-01-12. That's 1993. The 01 is January and the date is 12. January 12th, 1993, Tinker Hatfield drew up both of these. Now look at the lines. Y'all see the lines? Y'all see the line difference? You see how he drew the pods? On this pair, which came out the same day that pair was made, he put pods in it. And they presented them both to Jordan, and Jordan did not like the parallel lines. He wanted the pods. This shoe right here would have been the Air Jordan 9s as we knew it. It wouldn't have been pods. It would have been straight lines on the Air Jordan 9. You will never be able to unsee this image at this point. And every time you think of an Air Jordan 9, you're going to remember this image. Why? Because I know Shoezem has a FTSS sample of the original playoff 9. Or the white one, whatever one it is called. And now I have this one and somebody else has the 6. To come across 1993 original samples is ridiculous. It's not even heard of. First of all, Nike keeps them. They keep all of them unless they gift them to you. But this was it, and it's Soul Swap. My guy Soul Swap this. He did an amazing job. He put the original Jumpman on this from the bottom. If you knew how hard it was to Soul Swap a 9, it's the hardest shoe to Soul Swap. There is no harder shoe that I've ever seen than Soul Swapping a 9, because I Soul Swap and I can't even do it. Once again, looking at the differences between the two. But this is crazy. At this point in my life, after getting this shoe, I'm probably going to quit. And I'm being real with you. Reason being is I probably won't get no higher than this. I don't think I could afford another shoe higher than this. This was way too expensive. Like I said, this was double. I could have bought the Air Mags. It was either I was thinking about buying the Air Mags, but I was going to buy this shoe, and the dude was already charging me like $7K for this one. But then when I got offered this one too, it was even more expensive than this one. So I bought them both at the same time. So I'm probably done with this whole collecting from the past and everything. I think in my life, the shoe collection, which goes back to the suicide talk, like I said, I've never dealt with suicide, but I've dealt with pain. I've dealt with rejection. I've dealt with feeling something better than myself. You know what I mean? Pride. I think all of this over the years was just to say that I'm getting all the stuff that I've wanted from back in the days. You see the Power Glove over there. You see all these little ornaments of the past of childhood, and I think that's over with now. I'll probably do little pickups and stuff, but the reason why you don't see me on YouTube is, no offense, it's easier for me to get shoes than it has ever been. Right now in my life, I don't know why people even complaining about getting shoes, bro. Like, they complaining about getting shoes, but you could just click on a button and get them shipped to your house. So I don't think it's the fact that you can't get shoes, is the fact that they're so expensive. And I know why people want to retail, but the hookups and plugs I have for all these years, it's not even a chase for me anymore. This, to me, was the chase of it. It's it. I will probably never, unless I get a FTSS sample of the original freaking Vibe or something, which I've never seen before. So this is probably it, bro. But I said all that to say, man, I appreciate you guys. Over the times, man, I tell you guys, I think that even the way we talk with each other on the net and stuff, and especially that we've been blessed to be able to get certain clicks and stuff on the internet, I think you guys should probably at least catch somebody on the side, especially if you think somebody's dealing with something, man. If you got somebody fat on the internet, excuse me, and you calling them fat all the time, yo, that may put them in. It's funny for you. It's funny for us because we can say anything over the internet. We can say anything bad we want to say about somebody, but we don't know the implications of this. We see them happy on social media, and we've talked about their weight, and we talked about the way they look and all kind of things, and they're just showing us this on social media, but behind the scenes, they may be another suicidal person. I get it, man. I get having fun. And throwing shots at people. I do, man. But at what cost? You know, at what's what's the cost of some of the things we do on the internet? When we're playing Call of Duty, man, I mean, I do it all the time. I fuss at people all the time on there, but what's the cost of our implications of our words, man? Uh, like I said, when these both suicidal shoes came out, they didn't really tell the full story of them. If y'all checking up, but it's too many suicidal inspired shoes popping out now, and and I think that's terrible. You know, it's good that they're making the shoes, but it's terrible that we have to talk about this subject when there's so much good things you could do in 2023, man. So to everybody out there, man, it's a real quick one. Just wanted to say happy Father's Day to everybody. Usually every Father's Day I do something. Last Father's Day I did I think I did a sneaker battle with I Collect Kicks. I didn't really want to sneaker battle, so I decided just to talk about something that I pray to God people could just reach out to somebody and just, you know, have somebody to talk to, man. So besides that, man, I appreciate everybody who checked in, man, and holler at your boy, bro. To the next time, bro, you know, like I said, man, just reach out to somebody, bro, and you know, if they're dealing with something, man, you're not too big of a man, you know what I mean, to be beating yourself up mentally. I think a lot of people do that. They just don't talk about it. So man, to the next time, man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the chat, everybody showing up, and peace, man.